Hello there, and welcome to Tap Weekly Extra. Today I will be interviewing one of the founding members of Team Alpha. So, with me I have James Jefferson. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good.
And today we're going to be talking about Black Mesa, finally, and Guild Wars 2. So, marks out of 10.
10.
Okay, so moving on, we have next Black Mesa, which is a source mod for Half-Life.
You actually think you could be responsible? Sabotage, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. All I know for sure is that he's been killing my buddies.
Oh yeah, he'll pay. He will definitely pay.
Half-Life obviously was a game released in, I think, 97. Could be wrong about that.
I think that's right. Sounds about right.
Sounds about right, yeah. It's been around for years, but someone, I think it was actually Valve itself, did an official source update of Half-Life, and it was pretty poor. But it's still not complete Black Mesa, but so far they've added little things. The physics engine definitely just somehow makes the game
It does, yeah. It brings it
better
out, doesn't
already.
it?
The gameplay itself, I mean, if you've ever played Half-Life, if you haven't and you don't know what Half-Life is, I would thoroughly recommend playing this, because nowadays people, it's not like graphics are important, but when you, if I try to show people games like Deus Ex now,
And they're like, that's
they're like, oh, graphics rubbish.
yeah.
It's like, well, it's not everything, but I can understand if you get put off by the fact that it looks so old that, you know, you feel like you're aging with it. But if you want to, I'd recommend checking out Black Mesa.
Free download as well,
Free
by the way.
download as well,
Yeah,
yes, I'll
it's
put the
very
link
important.
below as well. But the gameplay itself is fantastic. It's one of the most fun single-player games I've ever played, and it still remains one of the most fun FPS action games. How would you've had a run through just
briefly,
today?
yeah.
So far, how would you describe the game?
Well, for me, obviously, being a massive Half-Life fan, it's hugely reminiscent. You're walking through and like, oh, it's good to be back, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the games nowadays, and I don't know, Star Wars Force Unleashed, for instance.
Okay.
I love the games. It's just, I don't know. It didn't really like. There's no depth to it now. It's just like, oh, we use the same planet maps, just try and drag the story out. And it was dead shorter. This is like one of the old school games where you only ever go back to that area if it's like, you know, absolutely necessary to the story, rather than just, oh, we'll do that because we've already made it, sort of thing.
Yeah, like a Scooby-Doo cartoon. You're running past bars,
yeah, exactly.
bars,
You know,
doors,
we've already
bars.
made that planet. We may as well just scoot back, because I mean, sometimes you go back through this because on the long journey through, you see all the area where it's pristine and lovely and working on, and then you come back through again where it's all smashed up. So there's still got to do some work to it. But it's just one of them games where it's constantly entertaining. You don't have to like think, oh, what's happening now? And just, it's massive as well. That's how you can tell by a game's age, because nowadays it's a couple hours long, done.
Yeah.
And this game, what? So far they've only got 10 hours done, and it's the finisher.
Yeah, and they've added little things. I mean, it's so. The one thing about it, it's not even a criticism, is that it's linear. But when you're watching a film, you don't think, oh, this is going from the beginning to the end of the film. You're thinking, it's not how you get from the beginning to the end. It's what happens. It's the middle part, really, and that's what I love about Half-Life. Even though you know it's linear and you have no real choices, so to speak.
It's not like
you still thoroughly enjoy the choice that is being made for you.
No matter what happens, it's still gonna turn out the same way every time.
I mean, graphically, it's a Source engine, and it's about 2006. No, 2006. It's
really.
It's quite a few years old, but it's still a brilliant engine that can be, you know,
it's still enjoyable.
It's still thoroughly enjoyable. I mean, I wouldn't be expecting people to mod the Frostbite engine into stuff like this, and, you know, come up with the goods that they have here. If someone has done that and wants to show me up and maybe send us free stuff and free copies of it, fair enough. But yeah, what would you say? I mean, the soundtrack they've kept They've kept some original
Classics,
stuff,
yeah.
classics, but they've also made a new soundtrack
I
for
think
this.
they've done really well. I mean, they've done it themselves, haven't they? It's all
as far as
fan
I'm
made.
aware, yes.
It's all fan made, and they've really done a massively good effort on this
Yeah.
stuff. Like for music, the gun sound, like you said, the voiceovers.
Yeah.
I mean, I said to you one criticism that what's the doctor, the guy from the other half, like Ellie, is it Dr. Ellie? Eli,
yeah.
doesn't sound anything like he should do, but come on, it is
Yeah.
fan made. You gotta
Exactly,
take that sort of thing with the smooth. But I mean, the voiceovers, it's really good acting. I would have thought, just fan based.
Well, exactly, yeah. I mean, the only criticism I'm hoping is that they don't go all George Lucas and completely change everything. Maybe put like a Ghost Anakin in Half-Life or something.
You hated that, didn't you? See, I've got no problem with that because I mean,
I know it's relevant to when
it
you
is
go
relevant,
back.
but you just don't like the new ones.
I like the new ones. I'm not a big fan of Hayden, but I mean, we'll
Really?
save that for another episode.
Yeah. Don't want to go into
That's a
that
whole
one.
new kind of worms, and everyone debates that. I would say that overall, I've only played about 3 or 4 hours. Not even that, really.
That's nothing on this. Only
That's-
didn't
yeah, exactly. And I've just been arsing around, picking up barrels, throwing them at people's heads because I couldn't do that in the original Half-Life. I can do that in Half-Life 2, in episodes 1 and 2 of Half-Life, Half-Life 2. But it seems more fun because I'm doing it in my
You
channel.
couldn't have done it. You should have done
yeah.
it before. So now
Yeah.
you're like, man.
Yeah, I just feel like someone's given us a toy, but they've made it better from my childhood.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that at all.
I hope they do it with the rest of them. You've add-ons. I really do.
Yeah, I
Bring
mean,
back Barney.
Opposing Forces,
Yeah.
Blue Shift.
Blue Shift. Yeah. I love that one. But that one was a bit shorter,
Yeah.
but it was still good.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, moving on from that, Counter-Strike was a mod from Half-Life that a lot of people will know, and that's one of the reasons that, you know, well, I wouldn't say it's one of the reasons Gabe Newell's obviously in control of Steam and all that sort of stuff, and hurry the hell up and make Half-Life 3, by the way.
I'm watching you, or episode 3, or whatever you're doing out there. I
Don't-
hear it's going to be Half-Life 3.
Just
kinda good.
Just don't do a Duke Nukem, please.
Oh yeah, don't do that. But just by the time they've brought it out now, it's just going to be so far behind that they keep just updating it. That's the issue.
Yeah, I mean, by the time they might get it out, the Source engine might be completely outdated. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope that Gabe Newell marries the Frostbite engine. I don't know how he's going to marry a game engine, but let's hope he...
Well, people can do it. There'll be things out there.
Technology, speed it's developing at, you never know.
You never know. I'll give it a body. It's
Oh,
fine.
yeah, exactly. So let's hope that happens. But moving on from that as well, Global Offensive is a new... How do you say that? It's a new add-on, I guess. It's a reimagining of Counter-Strike. I've had a chance to play that. It's different. It hasn't bridged any gaps and it hasn't really developed anything. Counter-Strike 1.6, back from its beta days when... it's crazy. I used to play it back in the beta days. And I've had the chance to obviously see professionals at work playing it, but more frequently would be Counter-Strike Source, which people think is too easy. It's nowhere in between. It feels like a completely different game. It felt like Call of Duty ran into the room while they were trying to make Counter-Strike Source and jizzed on its face and ran out, basically. I mean, that's the best way I can describe it.
Is this the one that's coming on Xbox as well?
It's on Xbox as well, yeah. I mean, so if you've played that, I suppose comment below about that if you have your own views on that. Maybe mine was a bit too crass.
I've never played, so I can't judge.
But yeah,
I've only played Source.
Yeah, okay.
That one's a bit easy. Yeah, we're good.
Hello there, and welcome to Tip, mate. It's Tip Extra Weekly, mate. So, if you can prawns.
That's not terrifying. If that's not terrifying, I don't know what is.